Routers, like other devices, deal with chunks of data, chunks of information, and each of those chunks has to have some information that goes along with it to identify what it is and where it's going and things like that. Now, what we're looking at here is the protocol data unit. And by the way, these chunks of information are called protocol data units. That's the generic name. Protocol data unit. And for the router, the particular type of protocol data unit is the packet. You may recall in other videos that for the switch, it's a frame. Now, these come in two parts. There's going to be a header, all this blue and red stuff. And then, of course, the data itself down here below. I'm not going to point out everything that's in the packet header or the protocol data unit header for routers, but I will call out just a couple of things here that are important. One is this time to live value up here, or sometimes TTL. Time to live is simply a number that we put on this packet. This number might be 128, for example. Now, different operating systems use different numbers, but 128 would be a typical one. And every time this packet moves from one router to another router, this thing is decremented. 127, 126, and so on. If it gets down to 0, then that router, at which time it becomes 0, will drop the packet. This just keeps loops from occurring. If a packet can't make it to a destination, it would run around the internet forever. Well, we don't want that, so this just keeps those loops from occurring. A couple of other important fields here are the source address. Now, these are the IP addresses. So the source IP address. So let's say that this is coming from 21.10.5.7. And of course, there's some subnet mask, 255.255.255.0, I'll make it. It could be anything, but this would be the source address, the one that it came from, and that's important to know because then the responding device that this gets to needs to know where to send a response back. And then, of course, the destination IP address, let's say that is 207.15.14.9 255.255.255.0. So a source and a destination address. This is like the address on an envelope, where it's going to go, and then the return address in the case of the source address. And then, of course, the payload itself, the data. So this is the PDU, the protocol data unit for a router, and it is a packet for the router.